I paid $2 for this adjustable S wrench at a yard sale. I thought it would be a good project to enter in the CRC Evaporust No Rust November 2023 contest on Instagram. I got the pin out without much of a fight. The teeth on the movable jaw and the worm screw adjuster looked like they were in good shape. However, the jaws had some deep gouges. I went over the parts quickly with the wire wheel. I like to knock off the worst of the rust to save on the magic juice. Into the Evaporust they go. Here's the parts after an overnight soak in Evaporust. I rinsed them in water and then coated them with WD-40 to prevent any flash rusting. Interior areas like this channel where the movable jaw fits is where Evaporust pays for itself. I would never be able to reach into all the interior areas and cavities with wire brushes. And here's the parts after another session on the wire wheel. This heat shrink wrapped brush does a great job cleaning up around raised lettering. I prefer these plastic abrasive bristle wheels to wire wheels. The 120 grit wheel did a nice job, and I didn't get pelted with tiny wires. I used a few different size hex shank brushes in my drill. Since Evaporust had taken care of the corrosion, I only needed the wire brushes to remove any paint remnants and brighten the metal. I tried to work on the jaws with a file, but the file wouldn't bite into the hardened steel. So I switched to an 80 grit belt in my 1x30 machine. I used a sanding drum to take a little bit of metal out of this radius to allow the jaws to close tightly. Alright, that's after the 80 grit belt. And I also did just this top here. Got a little flash down there too. I went over the same areas with the coarse and fine conditioning belts. In the process of sanding the jaws, I wore into the rough, dimpled finish in a couple of spots. I used a diamond burr in my Dremel to add back the dimples. Okay, let me take you back to what this 8-inch Keystone number 78 Wescott S wrench looked like when I brought it home from the yard sale. And here it is now. The wrench would have come from the factory painted black. I thought the as-forged handle looked cool in the nude, so I coated the wrench with shellac to prevent it from rusting. I found out the hard way that the teeth of the worm screw adjuster were not symmetrically cut. It needed to be installed a certain way for the wrench to work. George N. Wescott developed his version of the S wrench in the 1880s. By 1901, Keystone Manufacturing in Buffalo, New York was manufacturing his design. Keystone trademarked the Wescott name in 1907. Beginning in 1917, Henry Ford included a Keystone S wrench in the Fordson tractor toolkit. My research suggests that Keystone was in business at least into the 1960s. I've been using Evaporust for almost 5 years now. Here are some of the most common questions viewers have asked me. Why not just use vinegar? Vinegar is inexpensive and will remove rust, but I've found that parts are very susceptible to flash rusting after rinsing, even if they are neutralized with a baking soda water solution. I have not experienced flash rusting with Evaporust. I do make sure to coat the parts with WD-40 once they are rinsed and dried. How long does Evaporust last? Evaporust is not an acid. It bonds with the iron in iron oxide, aka rust, and pulls it away from the steel and holds it in solution. 1 gallon of Evaporust will remove a ½ pound of pure rust. The magic juice will get darker as it removes more rust. Once it turns completely black, all the magic is used up. What's with the black film left on my part after soaking? I found that high carbon steel parts like knife blades and some tools will turn black if I soak them too long. Try a shorter soak time, like 4 hours instead of overnight. Why do you wire wheel your parts before soaking? Look, the magic juice doesn't grow on trees. I try to remove most of the easy to reach rust and let the evaporust work its magic on the hard to reach areas. This was a fun project. CRC evaporust definitely made the cleanup easier. I hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching. Hey, if you got a minute, hop on Instagram and give my No Rust November 2023 post a like. I'll pin a link to my post in the comments. You can follow the hashtag and check out all of this year's entries.